It's Thursday, January 23rd, and my name's CJ Curry. We're back talking some more player props over on PrizePicks, focusing today on the NBA. If you're new to the channel and haven't subscribed yet, this is your opportunity to do so. It is free for you to get subscribed. Doesn't cost you a dime to hit the subscribe button. While you're down there clicking that button, you might as well click the like button as well. Let's set today's like line at 99.5 likes, meaning I need at least 100 or more likes from you beautiful people that are watching this video out there. Thank you so much for all the likes. Thank you for sharing this with somebody you know who is into NBA player props. Let's continue to keep the momentum going here in 2025 and grow the channel more and more each day. Now, we are talking PrizePicks, which is my favorite site to play parlay style player props. And if you're not playing on PrizePicks yet, you should use promo code CJ Curry and take advantage of the special promo offer that they're running. What they're doing right now is when you play your first $5 on PrizePicks, whether you win or lose with that $5, they're giving you $50 back, which basically means you've 10x'd your initial entry fee for absolutely nothing. So to take advantage of this offer, go down to the link in the description of today's video, click that special link, use that special code, CJ Curry, and take advantage of this offer. Now, another reason why you should be playing on PrizePicks, especially as we head into the NFL playoff conference championships, take a look here. We've got the Jaden Daniels free square. He's set at just 0.5 passing yards, which means if this rookie of the year, if this young man throws for at least one passing yard, then you're going to win that square. And then you just need to go ahead and pair it up with 1, 2, 3, 4, or up to 5 additional picks. You can win anywhere from 3x to 25x or more on your money. So definitely take advantage of this free square offer. It's going to be on the board until Sunday at 3 p.m. Don't miss out. I think you can usually put up about $25 to $30 on these free squares, depending on who you are out there. All right, with that out of the way, let's talk about a few NBA player props. We got a special game going on. It's over in Paris, France. It's between the San Antonio Spurs, easy for me to say, and the Indiana Pacers. There's a guy that's really caught my eye, and his name is Miles Turner of the Indiana Pacers. Now, I'm looking at his 15.5 points plus assists for more because he's done a really good job here at covering this number, both head-to-head against the San Antonio Spurs and overall in some of these recent games where guys like Tyrese Halliburton, Pascal Siakam, Andrew Nembhard, and all these other fellas have been playing for the Indiana Pacers. He has been covering this prop at a pretty high clip, but forget all the jive talk. Let's just get into the player prop. We'll take a look here. We're using outlier.bet. Outlier's fantastic at kind of displaying some of this data for us. Make this a little bit bigger so you guys who are watching on mobile devices can see it or from wherever you're watching from. Now, here's what's really cool about Outlier. They've got these filtration features that you can basically go and filter out all the games where certain players are in, certain players are out. So I've done just that. I'm looking at the 2024 season. I'm looking at the 15.5 points plus assist prop, and I went ahead and I told Outlier, just show me the games where Andrew Nembhard, Benedict Mathurin, Obi Toppin, Pascal Siakam, TJ McConnell, Thomas Bryant, and Tyrese Halliburton have played, and don't show me any games where Isaiah Jackson and James Wiseman have been ruled out because they're going to be out. So I'm basically looking at just the actives and inactives that are expected to play. And these are the game logs that we come up with. There's 12 games in which all of those aforementioned players have been in and or out. And when we look at those 12 games, well, he's gone over 15.5 points plus assists in 75% of those games. So roughly every 4 games that he plays, he goes over in 3 out of 4 of them. And taking a look at the numbers a little bit closer here, that's a 17.67 points plus assists per game average. So he's doing a really good job in terms of clearing the 15.5 points plus assists. Now, one thing that you can do too is look at the head-to-head matchups against the San Antonio Spurs. Now, this will be the first time that he's taking on the Spurs this season. But last season, if we take a look at those head-to-head matchups, he scored 17 points plus assists and 16 points plus assists in those 2 head-to-head matchups. In fact, he's done really well in a lot of other categories as well against the San Antonio Spurs in previous matchups. Things like points, he's 2 for 2 against San Antonio there. Points and rebounds, 2 for 2 on that. And the points plus rebounds plus assists, 2 for 2 against San Antonio on that. So he's projecting pretty well across the board today. He's got great hit rates as well. I went points plus assists because that one had the highest hit rates of all the different categories that we just discussed. Now, when you take a look at the matchup here, centers versus the San Antonio Spurs. Well, centers have absolutely feasted, especially in the points department. San Antonio giving up the 27th most points per game to opposing centers, the 11th most rebounds per game. So kind of average in that category. And then 19th in assists allowed to centers. So again, you can see why I went with the points plus assists. The categories that they're giving up the most is points and assists. So hopefully that makes a little bit of sense to you. But now that we've discussed that, we're going to take a look at various NBA player projection models. And what I like to do is look at these projection models, see how they compare to the sportsbook line or PrizePicks line in this case. And so for that, we're going to go check out one of my favorite models, which is RotoWire. RotoWire's a fantastic tool. If you're looking for a free pass to RotoWire or a free pass to Outlier, check out the links down in the description of today's video. I've got links for Outlier, links for RotoWire, and links for other pick'em styles sites like PrizePicks. So Sleeper, Better, Underdog, you name it. It's all down in the description. You'll get some promo bonus money and special offers for using those links. And it helps me out as a content creator as well. So taking a look here at RotoWire, we've got Miles Turner pretty much projecting for more on everything. It's a lean more type of day for Miles Turner, whether that be points and rebounds, points and assists, points, rebounds and assists, or just the points. Everything looking up and up here for Miles Turner today, according to the RotoWire projection tools. Now, what they do is they take a look at a number of different factors. Pick'em sites, they're looking at sportsbook sites and which way the money's coming in on the over, the under. They've got their own proprietary NBA player projection models, and so their projections are also used to compare against a site like PrizePicks. And then they also factor in hit rates. How often or frequently does this player go over a given player prop? And so points plus rebounds, really popular option. Points plus assists, the second most popular option, but it actually has the higher hit rate of the two. So let's just pop this open and get you the projection for Miles Turner on the points plus assists, where he is projected for 17.23 PA. That's 1.73 PA higher than his line, and where it currently sits on PrizePicks at just 15.5. So that's looking like a strong projection, but all projection models are just a little bit different, and so we must check each projection model thoroughly to make sure that, hey, all projection models agree, or at least most of them agree. And in this case, we're looking at Shot Quality, which is a advanced analytics projection model. They've teamed up with RotoGrinders here, so definitely check them out on rotogrinders.com. But when we take a look at the projection for Miles Turner there, you got a projection of 18 PA, so a lot higher than the 15.5 number that he's sitting at over on PrizePicks. Now, LineStar is another fantastic tool. I've used LineStar for a while now. Their projection model's pretty darn good. Taking a look at their projection for Turner, 20.5 points plus assists, 5 PA higher on their projections versus where PrizePicks has Miles Turner currently slotted at just 15.5. You go over to another one. This one is Betting Pros. Betting Pros is a free tool that you guys can take advantage of. You just type in the player's name, click on their portrait, and when that pops up, you can get a projection here of Miles Turner for 18.6 points plus assists, and they've got projections for some of his other stats too. Like I said, he's projected to pretty much go over on everything, playing in that special game in Paris against Victor Wembanyama and the San Antonio Spurs. So there's a few different projections for Miles Turner, but yes, the over on the points plus assists at 15.5 looks good. Use this information how you will. If for some reason you're evaluating this on your own and the information I've provided just doesn't jive with you, doesn't sit quite right, well then feel free to not take the pick. I mean, it's totally up to you guys. You should be here gathering information and then making your own decisions, but all things kind of lead me to Miles Turner over 15.5 points. But if there's something that sticks out that maybe I missed, feel free to take it the other way or don't take it at all. Totally up to you. Now this next guy, couple of different factors here that had me on this one. A, no Jimmy Butler. B, this guy's going to be playing in Wisconsin against the Milwaukee Bucks. He just happens to be born and he's from the Wisconsin area, in Milwaukee area. So if you don't know who it is by now, well, let the guessing game end. It's Tyler Herro, and I'm looking at over 22.5 points. Again, no Jimmy buckets, so that usually bodes well for Tyler Herro in terms of getting up shots, scoring points. He did miss a game 1 game ago due to a groin injury, which just so happened to happen right after his birthday plus groin injury. What's going on, Tyler Herro? I digress. Taking a look at some of the hit rates, though, this is Tyler Herro games in which he has played without Jimmy Butler. And then, of course, we have taken the other guys and added those in. We're looking at games where Bam Adebayo has played, Duncan Robinson has played, Haywood Highsmith has played, Jaime Jaquez Jr. has played, Nikola Jovic has played, Terry Rozier has played. So all the key guys that get big minutes for the Miami Heat, we've included all those games as well. So this is kind of what you're left with. 13 games, 62% of the games that he's played in those 13 contests, he has gone over 22.5 points, averaging 25.2 points per game. So Tyler Herro looking pretty good here with that 8 out of 13 hit rate. Now, things actually tick up just a little bit when we go on the road. We're talking Tyler Herro on the road playing in Milwaukee. These are all the away games that he's played without Jimmy Butler and with everyone else we just mentioned. 67% hit rate. So 8 out of 12 games he has gone over, averaging just a hair over 26 points per game. So you're probably wondering, how has he done head-to-head versus the Milwaukee Bucks? Pretty decent, we'll say. He's played Milwaukee now a total of 3 times. Jimmy Butler was in for most of these games, so it's kind of not a fair comparison, but he did have a big 35-point performance 1 game against Milwaukee. This was last season, actually back at the end of 2023, start of last season. So he did put up a big game against Milwaukee. Like I said, it was his birthday recently, so you can even throw that narrative in there, and he's going to be playing in front of probably a lot of friends and family from the Wisconsin Milwaukee area. So on top of that, is the matchup good? Of course it's good. The Milwaukee Bucks ranked 30th in points allowed to opposing point guards, meaning there ain't no other team out there that's given up more points to the point guard position than the Milwaukee Bucks. Should have a pretty soft and posh matchup against Damian Lillard here. So I'm hoping for big things for Tyler Herro now that he's had a couple of days to rest up from that groin injury. Now, let's take a look at those projections for Tyler Herro. Starting over at RotoWire, where they've got him pretty much leaning over, in other words, on all of his player props. You got PRA, you've got PR, you can go PA if you want, or you can go points. Everything's looking up and up once again here, just like for Miles Turner for Tyler Herro. His actual projection, according to the RotoWire projection tool, 22.92, so a little closer to 23 than 22. We need 23 or more, of course, if we're thinking about taking the over on Tyler Herro. So hopefully that information helps you out. Let's go check out another projection for Tyler Herro. And this one you're going to find over on Fantasy Labs. When we take a look at Herro's points there, 23.4. Again, that's a little bit more than 22.5. Not a huge gap or differential between these projections and the PrizePicks line, but enough for me to take a shot on Tyler Herro over. Taking a look at the shot quality projection for Tyler Herro, you're going to get an even more impressive projection, 24.46 points. Again, the line is just 22.5 over on PrizePicks. So you got to love that differential. We'll go back over here and check out LineStar as well. LineStar's got Tyler Herro all the way up at 24.7 points. So LineStar liking them some Tyler Herro tomorrow against the Milwaukee Bucks. I say tomorrow, I mean Thursday. I'm recording this real early here on the East Coast, 2 o'clock in the morning on Thursday morning. So Tyler Herro looking like a pretty solid option. And that brings us to our last pick. This one's a little bit more spicy, a little bit more risky. I mean, there's always risk involved when you're betting on sports, but we're looking at Trey Young at 27.5 points. That number looks just a little bit too high with the Atlanta Hawks being pretty much fully healthy at this point. Everybody except for rookie Reza Shea. Am I saying that right? Reza Shea. Everybody's pretty much healthy. You got Bogdanovich healthy. Dyson Daniels is healthy. DeAndre Hunter's healthy. Jalen Johnson's expected to play. Clint Capella's in there. Onyeka Okongwu's going to be in there. I mean, everybody's pretty much healthy for the Atlanta Hawks. So the 27.5 points looking just a little too steep maybe for Trey Young, but let's get into the outlier game charts here for Trey Young. Now, again, what I like to do is go in and I like to look at the filters. And I've basically included all the games in which Trey Young has played alongside of the guys that I've already named: Bogdanovich, Clint Capella, DeAndre Hunter, Dyson Daniels, Garrison Matthews, Jalen Johnson, Onyeka Okongwu, Vit Krejci. Yeah, pretty much everybody who's expected to get any kind of decent run or decent minutes. And these are the 6 games that you're left with. It's not a huge sample size. It's 6 games. So again, take this for what you will, but in those 6 games, he has had less than 28 points in a majority of them, an overwhelming majority of them. 5 out of 6 times he has stayed under 27.5 points, 83% hit rate, and just a paltry average of 21 points per game. So his line's 27.5. He's only averaged 21 points per game when he plays alongside of all these other dudes that I just reeled off to you. And then there's only been 1 game in which he has gone over. And in that game, happened to be against the Boston Celtics. He had 28 points. So he went over by 1 point. That represents sort of the ceiling, I guess you could say, the top mark that Trey Young has landed on when he plays alongside these fellow comrades of his. But here's where I kind of say it gets a little bit spicy. In previous games, head-to-heads against the Toronto Raptors, well, he's absolutely cooked in most of these games versus Toronto. I ain't even going to lie. I ain't even going to front. 30 or more points in 4 out of the last 5 games. Now, I will say some of these are from ancient history. I'm talking back at the end of 2023. A couple of these games, beginning of 2024, so like well over a year ago. 2/23/24, he did go under with just 11 points. And then the most recent matchup that we have here, Trey Young was taking on Toronto. That was December the 29th, 2024. But again, some of those key guys were not active for that game. Let's see if we turn on some of these filters, you might see this game log go away. Like a guy like Jalen Johnson, was he in there? He was in there. Okay. What about some of these other guys? DeAndre Hunter, was he in there? He was in there. Okay. Who else was in there for that game? Clint Capella, was he in there? Yeah, he was in there. Bogdanovich, no Bogdanovich for that game. So I don't know. Maybe Bogdanovich's presence will enable Trey Young to focus on passing and less focus on scoring. Was Dyson Daniels in that game? We could look at that. No Dyson Daniels. So they didn't have Dyson Daniels in that game. They didn't have Bogdanovich in that game. So, those are pretty impactful, meaningful players for the Atlanta Hawks. But anyway, I wanted to point out that Toronto is 28th ranked in terms of points allowed, which means they are giving up a lot of points per game to the point guard position. Now, Davion Mitchell's expected to be the starting point guard for the Toronto Raptors. So I don't know. Will he keep Trey Young in check? That remains to be seen. I wish I could predict the future, but I can't. But that's why I say this one's a little bit spicy. But when we go and take a look at some of these projections for Trey Young, here's kind of what you're left with, gang. Looking at RotoWire again, first and foremost, everything Trey Young related is lean less. You see it on the screen in front of you. I don't make these numbers up. These aren't my tools. These are RotoWire's tools. I just use them. Okay, I just use them, so don't kill the messenger here. If it ends up going the other way and he scores 30 points again like he has in previous games versus the Raptors. But just looking at these numbers here, under on the PR, under on the points, under on the PRA, under on the PA. Everything is under for Trey Young. So popping open his player card here, he's projected for just 22.78 points, gang. That is a difference of 4.72 points. I'm sorry, but whether you agree or disagree with this pick, this is a betting opportunity that we should probably be taking advantage of when there's a gap or a differential of nearly 5 points between this projection model and his line over on PrizePicks. You just got to roll the dice and you got to take a shot. And so that looks like a really nice underplay or under projection for Trey Young. What about some of these other sites? Because I told you guys, every projection model is going to have a different number. This case, Trey Young, 24.4, a little bit more of a giving number here, a little bit more of a higher projection at 24.4, but still a far cry from the 28 or more points that he would need to sink our little battleships if he decides to go off. So that's your second projection. Let's go check out another projection. We're going to go back over here to shot quality, where they've got him at 24.65. Again, far cry from 27.5, nearly a differential of 3 points. Who else has a projection for Trey Young? Let's go over here to Line Star and see what they have Trey Young projected for. No prop bets populated yet, but if we go over here and we scroll down, I think we can find one. Yep, there he is. So he's projected for 22.7 points according to Line Star. So that's their projection for Trey Young. We could check another projection. We'll go over here to Betting Pros. I mean, we got models on top of models here, guys. As many projection models as you could possibly want or ask for. He's projected for 25.6 points over on Betting Pros. And so you kind of get the gist. You kind of get the point. A majority of these models have Trey Young going under, and that's why I'm kind of thinking about Trey Young under as well. Again, this is an opportunity for you to gather information. If any of the information presented therein does not jive with you, does not sit well with you, then, do what you want to do. You don't have to take the play. But everything seems to be pointing more toward the under than toward the over. Now, speaking on the over, well, we had a pretty good night over on Dub Club. Now, what is Dub Club? Dub Club is a way for you to get access to our exclusive community. We got things set up here in Discord. Basically, you join Dub Club. You get started with a 7-day free trial, so a full week for free. Picks, plays, and parlays being sent out by myself and others in our community. And then you connect your Dub Club to Discord, and then you get access to all the private VIP channels, the same channels where picks like these were shared. Now, this was a Goblin promotion that PrizePicks was running on Wednesday. Basically, you play an all Goblin play. It was protected up to $20, and this is what I put together and sent out to the community, and we ended up turning $20 into $40. Now, I know it ain't much, but these are Goblins, people. These aren't full standard, we'll call them, player projections. They're discounted. That's what a Goblin is, in case you're not familiar with PrizePicks. But we did go 6 for 6. We did turn 20 into 40. Some people got an even bigger payout because they powered it, which means you go all in. You got to get them all right, and you get a bigger payout. So congratulations to the people in the community who did that. But I also sent this one out. This $20 play turned into a $200 come up, thanks to the fact that I live in a PrizePicks arena state here in Florida, and we had Kristaps Porzingis get ruled out, and we had Donovan Mitchell tie or push in this case with exactly 4 rebounds, and then we got the other 4 picks right. Now, had I gotten 6 out of 6 right, this would have been a 25x payout. Had I gotten 5 out of 5 right, being that Porzingis was ruled out and it was only a 5-pick entry at that point, that would have been a 15x payout because I'm in an arena state. But, of course, Donovan Mitchell played and he tied, and so we ended up getting 4 out of 4 right, which ends up being a 10x play here in an arena state, a 5x play if you live in a different PrizePicks state. But I say all that to say this: I've left a link for you for Dub Club in the top comment down in the comment section below. Join the community, try it out. I have a lot of people who've been in there for years now. They're loving it. They're basically family at this point, and I want you to be a part of the family as well. So good luck on all your picks, plays, and parlays. We'll catch you in another video real soon. Peace.